Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and before you listen to another second, let me ask you something very personal. Have you been waking up more tired than you went to bed, noticing your ankles look a little swollen, or finding yourself up at night using the bathroom again and quietly telling yourself, this is just part of getting older, because if that's what you believe, I need to stop you right now. Those aren't harmless signs of aging. They are often the earliest warning signals of kidney stress, and by the time most Americans realize their kidneys are failing, the damage is already advanced and irreversible. Here's the part that should concern you. Your kidneys don't scream when something is wrong. They don't cause sharp pain. They don't give dramatic symptoms. They fail silently, filtering over 50 gallons of blood every single day, until one morning a routine blood test reveals numbers you never expected to see, creatinine climbing, GFR falling, and suddenly dialysis becomes a real conversation. More than 37 million adults in the United States are already living with kidney damage, and the majority have absolutely no idea it's happening inside their bodies right now. That means this isn't someone else's problem. It's happening in ordinary kitchens, ordinary homes, to people who thought they were doing everything right. But here's why I want you to stay with me. What I'm about to share isn't another restrictive diet, another medication discussion, or an expensive supplement routine. It's a simple science-backed strategy using everyday ingredients already in your kitchen ingredients that work together to protect your kidney filters, flush out hidden toxins, and support healthy circulation exactly where your kidneys need it most. And if you miss one critical piece, especially the one most people completely overlook, even the best foods in the world won't help. That's why what comes next matters far more than you think, and why listening to the very end could change how your kidneys function for years to come. Most people think kidney damage happens suddenly. One day you're fine, the next day a doctor tells you your numbers are off. But that's not how it really works. Kidney damage is slow, quiet, and cumulative. It starts at a microscopic level inside millions of tiny filters called nephrons long before you ever feel pain or see alarming symptoms. And once those filters are damaged, they don't regenerate easily. That's why the very first priority in protecting your kidneys is not detoxing, not flushing, not even drinking more water. It's protection. You have to protect what you still have left. I once spoke with a 61-year-old man who told me something that stuck with me. He said, I eat pretty clean. I don't drink much. My blood pressure is controlled. So I don't understand why my kidney numbers keep getting worse. When we look closer, the issue wasn't what he was doing wrong. It was what he wasn't doing at all. His kidneys were under constant attack from oxidative stress and blood sugar spikes, and nothing in his daily routine was shielding those fragile filters from damage. That's when I explained why the first spice we're talking about today matters so much. Ceylon cinnamon is not just a flavor. Inside your kidneys, it acts more like a protective coating. Every day, your blood carries waste products, excess glucose, and inflammatory molecules through those delicate nephron filters. Over time, unstable molecules known as free radicals begin to damage kidney tissue, weakening the filters and reducing their ability to do their job. This is one of the core drivers of rising creatinine and declining GFR as we age. Here's where the science becomes important. Studies published in recent years, including a 2024 review in Frontiers in Pharmacology, show that compounds found in true Ceylon cinnamon, such as cinnamaldehyde and caffeic acid, significantly reduce oxidative stress in renal cells. In simple terms, they neutralize free radicals before those radicals can tear into kidney tissue. That's why organizations like the National Kidney Foundation list cinnamon among kidney-friendly flavorings, especially for people managing blood sugar issues. And blood sugar matters more than most people realize. When glucose levels spike after meals, your kidneys are forced to work harder to filter that excess sugar out of the bloodstream. Over time, this extra workload accelerates nephron damage. Ceylon cinnamon helps blunt those post-meal spikes by improving insulin sensitivity, allowing glucose to move into cells instead of lingering in the blood. Less sugar circulating means less stress on your kidneys, hour after hour, day after day. But there's a critical detail many people miss. Not all cinnamon is the same. Most grocery stores sell cassia cinnamon, which contains high levels of coumarin, a compound that can actually harm the liver and kidneys when used regularly. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon, contains dramatically lower coumarin levels and is far safer for daily use. Just half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon per day is enough. You can add it to coffee, oatmeal yogurt, or steep a stick in hot water for a simple tea. Consistency matters far more than quantity. So cinnamon's role is clear. It protects your kidney filters, reduces oxidative stress, and lowers the daily strain caused by blood sugar swings. Think of it as reinforcing the walls of a house before the storm gets worse. But here's the problem. Protection alone doesn't remove what's already built up inside, because even the strongest filters become overwhelmed if toxins have nowhere to go. And that brings us to the next piece. Almost everyone overlooks the one that actually helps waste leave your body instead of recirculating inside it. Protecting your kidney filters is essential, but protection alone doesn't solve the whole problem, because even the strongest filters in the world will fail if waste has nowhere to go. Once toxins build up in your system, they don't just disappear. They recirculate, triggering inflammation, fluid retention, and that heavy, sluggish feeling so many people live with every day. This is where the second piece of the puzzle becomes critical, and it's something most people completely overlook because they think it's just decoration on a dinner plate. Fresh parsley is not just a garnish. Inside your body, it acts as a gentle but powerful exit strategy for waste. Your kidneys remove toxins by pushing them into urine, but that process only works when urine flow is steady and efficient. When urine output slows, toxins linger longer in your bloodstream, placing constant pressure on your kidneys. Parsley helps solve this problem by functioning as a natural mild diuretic, encouraging your kidneys to release waste without forcing them into overdrive. I once spoke with a woman in her early 60s who told me she was doing everything right. She drank water, avoided salt, and even cut back on protein. Yet she still dealt with ankle swelling, nighttime urination, and persistent fatigue. What changed things for her wasn't a new medication. It was understanding that her kidneys weren't failing to filter. They were struggling to unload what they had already filtered. When she began using fresh parsley regularly, she noticed something within days. She urinated more consistently during the day, her swelling eased, and for the first time in months, she slept through the night. That wasn't coincidence. It was physiology finally working the way it's supposed to. Science supports this. A comprehensive review published in December 2023 in Frontiers in Medicine analyzed multiple studies on parsley's effects on renal health. Researchers found that parsley's flavonoids and vitamin C content significantly increased antioxidant activity in kidney tissue, reduced inflammatory markers, and improved renal biomarkers used to assess kidney function. In plain language, parsley helps kidney cells tolerate stress better while improving the body's ability to move waste out. Think of your kidneys like a household plumbing system. When the drain is partially clogged, water backs up and pressure builds throughout the pipes. Over time, that pressure damages the system. Parsley helps clear the drain, not by blasting it open aggressively, but by gently increasing flow so waste can exit naturally. That's why it works so well for people who feel bloated, puffy, or heavy despite normal lab numbers. How you use parsley matters. Fresh parsley contains far higher levels of active compounds than dried. A small handful chopped into salads, soups, or eggs is enough. Some people blend it into a smoothie with cucumber and lemon. Others prefer parsley tea made by steeping about 2 tablespoons of fresh leaves in hot water for 10 minutes. 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is plenty. More is not better. And if you have a history of kidney stones, moderation is key because parsley contains oxalates. Used correctly, it supports detoxification without increasing risk. As parsley begins helping toxins leave your body, many people notice lighter urine, reduced swelling, and fewer nighttime bathroom trips. That's exactly what should happen when waste stops circulating endlessly inside you. But here's the part most people never consider. Even if your kidneys are protected and waste finally has a clear exit, none of this works efficiently if blood can't reach your kidneys properly. Because filtration, detox, and healing all depend on circulation. And that brings us to the next factor, one that surprises almost everyone, but may determine whether your kidneys recover or continue to decline. At this point, everything finally seems to be in place. Your kidney filters are protected. Waste has a clear exit. Blood flow is improving. Most people listening right now would assume this is where the story ends. But this is also where most people unknowingly sabotage everything they've done so far. Because there is one basic element your kidneys absolutely depend on to make all of this work, and it's the one habit almost everyone gets wrong every single day. That element is water. I've seen this pattern again and again. People say I drink plenty of water, but when we look closer, what they really mean is they drink a lot at the wrong times. A man in his late 60s once told me he drank 3 large glasses of water at night because he wanted to flush his kidneys. What he didn't realize was that his kidneys were dehydrated most of the day, then overwhelmed all at once when they should have been resting. He woke up exhausted running to the bathroom wondering why nothing was improving. The problem wasn't effort, it was timing. Your kidneys cannot flush toxins through dry filters. Without adequate fluid moving steadily through your bloodstream, waste products don't wash away. They linger, concentrate, and in some cases get reabsorbed. Think about trying to rinse soap off your hands with just a few drops of water. No matter how good the soap is, it won't work without a steady stream. Your kidneys operate the same way. Cinnamon, parsley, and cayenne only work if water is present to carry waste out through urine. Kidney specialists consistently emphasize hydration for this reason. A commonly cited guideline is consuming roughly half your body weight in ounces of water per day. If you weigh 160 pounds, that's about 80 ounces spread throughout the day. Not all at once, not chugged, and definitely not right before bed. When water intake is spaced properly, it supports stable blood volume, better filtration, and lower stress on kidney tissue. Timing matters just as much as quantity. Drinking 1 full glass of water about 30 minutes before meals prepares your kidneys for the metabolic load that's about to arrive. It helps dilute waste products early, reducing the spike in workload that follows eating. Sipping between meals maintains steady hydration, allowing your kidneys to work efficiently during the day when they are most active. By contrast, loading up on water at night disrupts sleep and does very little to support kidney repair. You can make water easier and more enjoyable without turning it into sugar-laden drinks. Adding fresh lemon slices provides vitamin C, which helps protect kidney tissue from oxidative stress. Cucumber adds trace minerals that support fluid balance. A few sprigs of mint can make consistent sipping feel effortless. The goal is not perfection, it's consistency. When hydration is corrected, many people notice changes quickly. Urine becomes lighter and color swelling begins to ease, and nighttime bathroom trips decrease because the kidneys are finally doing their work earlier in the day. Over time, proper hydration supports healthier blood pressure, improved circulation, and better kidney lab trends when combined with the other strategies you've already learned. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You can drink the right amount of water, use the right spices, and still quietly damage your kidneys if certain everyday habits remain unchecked. Some of those habits hide in foods people think are healthy. Others hide in routines people never question. And the final part of this conversation brings all of that together because it determines whether your kidneys stabilize or continue down a path that leads to dialysis. Stay with me, because what comes next is where everything finally connects. By now, your kidney filters are protected and waste finally has a clear way out of your body. For many people, this is where they stop, and that's exactly why so many still don't see real improvement. Because there's one invisible factor that determines whether those benefits ever reach your kidneys in the first place. That factor is blood flow. Without proper circulation, even the best nutrients, herbs, and protective compounds simply can't get where they're needed most. I remember speaking with a retired school teacher in his late 60s who told me something that sounded familiar. He said, "I changed my diet, I drink more water, I even added herbs like you suggested, but my labs barely moved." When we looked deeper, the issue wasn't what he was consuming, it was how little blood was actually reaching his kidneys. Years of stiffening blood vessels, mild hypertension, and inactivity had quietly reduced renal circulation. His kidneys weren't broken, they were undersupplied. This is where cayenne pepper enters the picture and why it's so often misunderstood. Most people associate cayenne with heat discomfort or digestive irritation. But inside your body, its active compound capsaicin plays a very different role. Capsaicin triggers vasodilation, meaning it relaxes and widens blood vessels. When this happens inside the tiny vessels feeding your kidneys, blood flow increases, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and protective compounds directly to kidney tissue. The science behind this is compelling. A 2022 review published in the journal Nutrients analyzed studies from research teams across the United States and Europe and found that capsaicin improves renal blood flow, reduces inflammatory signaling in kidney tissue, and helps protect against progressive kidney damage in experimental models. In simple terms, better circulation means your kidneys can filter more efficiently, and recover more effectively from daily stress. Think of your kidneys like a high-performance engine. You can use the best oil and filters available, but if fuel lines are narrowed or clogged, performance drops no matter what. Cayenne helps open those lines. It ensures that everything you're doing, cinnamon for protection, parsley for detox, actually reaches your kidneys instead of staying stuck in your digestive system. There's another benefit most people don't realize. Capsaicin also acts as a powerful antioxidant. Remember the free radicals that slowly damage kidney cells over time? Capsaicin helps neutralize them before they cause permanent scarring. Some early research even suggests it may slow kidney fibrosis, the gradual hardening of kidney tissue that makes function decline harder to reverse with age. Now I know what you might be thinking. I can't handle spicy food. That's completely understandable. And the good news is, you don't need much. Kidney benefits occur at very small doses. Start with just 1/8 of a teaspoon per day mixed into food. Add it to eggs, soups, vegetables, or stews. Always take it with meals to protect your stomach. As tolerance builds, some people work up to a 1/4 teaspoon. Capsules are an option for those who truly can't tolerate spice, but whole food sources tend to work better because they contain additional plant compounds that support absorption. Of course, caution matters. If you have severe acid reflux, stomach ulcers, or advanced chronic kidney disease, cayenne may not be appropriate without medical guidance. This isn't about forcing your body, it's about supporting it intelligently. When circulation improves, many people notice warmer hands and feet, better energy, and clearer thinking. But more importantly, your kidneys finally receive the steady blood supply they need to function properly. At this point, you might feel like everything is finally aligned. Filters protected, waste moving out, blood flowing freely. But here's the truth. There is still one final factor that determines whether all of this works or quietly fails. And it's the one most people get wrong every single day. Before we close, I want you to hear this clearly because it matters more than any single tip I've shared today. If you're dealing with fatigue, swelling, frequent nighttime urination, or worrying lab numbers, that does not mean you failed your body. It means your kidneys have been working quietly for you for decades and now they're asking for support. And the fact that you're still here listening to the very end tells me you care enough to give them that support. Small, consistent choices protecting your kidney filters, helping waste to leave your body, improving circulation and hydrating correctly may not feel dramatic in the moment, but over time they compound into real measurable change. You don't need perfection. You need awareness, patience, and a plan you can actually stick with. If this video helped you understand your kidneys better, I encourage you to save it so you can come back and review these steps whenever you need a reminder. And if you want to continue learning how to protect your kidneys, lower creatinine naturally, and make sense of medical information without fear or confusion, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I share evidence-based guidance designed specifically for people who want to stay independent, informed and proactive about their kidney health without hype and without unnecessary panic. Most importantly, remember this kidney decline is often slow, but so is kidney recovery. Improvements don't always happen overnight, but they do happen when the right habits are repeated day after day. Many people never get this information until it's too late. You're hearing it now while there is still time to act. That alone puts you in a powerful position. Take care of yourself. Take care of your kidneys. And know that every informed choice you make today is an investment in your energy, your freedom, and your quality of life for years to come. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.